we always hear the term modern gaming when it comes to content creation lately, and I kind of sidestep it, kind of stay away from it, not necessarily don't have anything to add to that term or the modern audience when it comes to gaming. But I do want to talk about why I feel like it has actually lost the plot. And it's very, very simple. If you're somebody who's been playing games for at least the past 5 to 40 years, you would know how gaming works. We're going to talk about all that, give you my thoughts and opinions on this topic and everything under the umbrella. So if this is your first time here, welcome. I really appreciate you deciding to click on this video. Everybody who's been listening to the videos I've been putting up lately, you guys have been absolutely awesome. I cannot thank you guys enough. Thank you for the new subscribers. You guys are absolutely amazing. Coming down to the end of the year, hopefully you guys have a fantastic New Year's, Thanksgiving, if you had a good Thanksgiving and a great Christmas. And hopefully you will decide to hang around, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. All right, let's talk about this right here. Modern gaming. How has it lost the plot? It's very simple. Gaming is something that really supposed to stimulate your thought process as well as your hand-eye coordination. It is very simple. It's basically simple as that. Now, what I mean by, stimulate your thought process could be a lot of things, like finding a way to complete a game, beat a boss, or overcome a certain difficulty in a game. And I think a lot of modern games try to take that, which creates a lot of immersion, and they try to bring it into a story. And this is why a lot of games have certain stories, certain backgrounds, and everything under that umbrella to try to bring you in to the game. Now, on top of that, this game or whatever game that you're playing has to have some type of skill or some type of skill tier where you have to learn how to play the game and be successful at it based on your abilities, whether it be hand-eye coordination, whether it be muscle memory, or just rememorizing. I think that's a word, memorizing, certain things about a game. This is why certain games are very, very popular and were well done, and a lot of people love playing them. You talk about the Uncharted of the world, Tomb Raider, Grand Theft Auto, God of War. Everything under that umbrella is absolutely, fantastic for those type of games. So when you have those type of games that come out, it's very easy to mimic them. But the problem is a lot of companies nowadays are trying their best to try to add a story to those type of games. Not too many games are successful doing that. Modern gaming the modern game will try to grasp that in their own way, and they try to be a little bit different. This is why you have all these other things going on to the game that I kind of talked about in my last video when it came to GTA 6. It's very hard to be creative when you're trying to, I guess, reinvent the wheel in a way that nobody saw the wheel spin. I guess that makes sense. Like I said, the games that I just mentioned, for every game like that, you have a Darksiders, which is very similar to a God of War. Or you look at Warhammer, which is very similar to a Gears of War. You have all these other games that are trying to reinvent the wheel in their own way, and a lot of them fail. A lot of them don't really get that recognition that they should because, that they want to, because they're just not good games, or they're just trying to push certain agendas that doesn't help the cause of trying to make a good game. Now, a lot of people love the retro scene, and a lot of people like the indie scene because those games are going back to what games really were. Basic immersion, put you in a position to actually try to learn how to play a game using muscle memory or using great hand-eye coordination. Those are the games that really they will always do great. They will always do great no matter, what the game is. People will gravitate to that game to the point where it will sell well. Now, selling well doesn't necessarily mean millions of copies. Selling well could be easily just enough so the developers can make a profit and build on that game. This is why games like Guns, Gore, Cannoli, the game I'm playing here, the Stormfront game, a lot of shoot 'em up games are very successful, and they keep their value because of this. When you look at like games that don't necessarily run out of story but can continue to go, Those are the ones that are successful. This is why the Tomb Raider trilogy is not necessarily being rebooted, because it's already been rebooted twice. What did they do? Went back to the old remaster and made those. Those games create immersion. Those games are puzzle solving. Those games do a lot of hand-eye coordination. It puts you in a time where you feel like you're the character, and you are actually trying your best to get on that top of the skill level where you be successful at the game. A lot of games nowadays aren't very good at doing that. You look at Grand Theft Auto, they were fantastic at that. And you had to find a way to be really good at the game on top of being immersed in a totally different universe when you're playing these games. And I think that this is how modern gaming lose the plot. It's very hard to be immersed in these games, and some of the gameplay in these games are absolutely horrible. And I think this is where a lot of these games nowadays, not just modern gaming, you can even go to some of the AAA titles that are out right now. They're not necessarily that successful because of those type of things. And it's really unfortunate at the end of the day, because you have a lot of technology now that's very advanced. These PCs, these GPUs, these CPUs, these consoles do a great job, but all of a sudden people are going back to play, indie games, double A titles, the retro games that are being remastered or being able to run on newer hardware. It is really bad to that sense, because a lot of games just aren't selling. And to be honest with you, I don't want to really piggyback on the last video, but I really feel bad for GTA 6. I'm very terrified of that game, because even though it may sell because of the name, I don't think we're going to get the quality that we always saw from GTA. I'll say at least GTA 3 up until now, where GTA 5, all those games in between were high quality and they were very good. So I just think modern gaming just lost the plot for the most part, where they just don't understand what the basics are when you're playing a video game. At the end of the day, all you need is just a little bit of immersion and keep the player interested based on a good level of difficulty, good mechanics, and a way to stimulate a person's hand-eye coordination. I promise you, if you do that, that will keep your games running for a long. I mean, if you really want a live service game, that's one of the best ways to do it. You look at mobile gaming now. My wife loves playing these mobile games. It always handles, her hand-eye coordination. It keeps her stimulating on trying to beat the next level of a mobile game. And I'm not saying that these games need to be mobile games, but they need to have that format to where it keeps a person engaged, and it also keeps a person wanting to be better at the game. And I think the format of building those type of games, everybody buys it, they make a profit, and they turn right around and make a sequel or make a better game because of that. That is really the biggest problem, because nowadays people want to make this one game that people constantly just stay on that one game, and they want to continue to get revenue off of that game instead of making a sequel or making a proper enhancement to certain games, and that's where the live service aspect of modern gaming comes in, which I really don't want to get into, but that's basically what it is right now. Back in the day, and I don't want to sound like an old guy, I got a little bit gray right here. But back in the day, that's how it was. And Nintendo still, they do a good job of doing this. And there's a few games out there that still do it. They just make a good game. The game is good. Everybody buys it and make a sequel, and they continue to build off of it, and they constantly get revenue that way instead of trying to nickel and dime or just basically, digging people's pockets to get, make money, and I don't know where this is going to go, but it looks like everything is falling apart for modern gaming. AAA games aren't really doing what they're supposed to do, as far as making sales. And honestly, these little small games, these smaller games in fighting games as well, which they have their ups and downs, they're doing really good. They're doing very well. And I think that's the way it should be, so let me know what you guys think. How do you feel about modern gaming? Do you think they lost the plot? I think they lost the plot in various ways. Hopefully I've conveyed the message over here as, I guess as concise as possible. I'm going to get up out of here. It's time to go get something to eat. My son is hungry. It's Sunday. We like to go out to a restaurant. We're gonna do that. Come back, play some more games, and yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy, and I'll see y'all on the next one. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.